I've never reviewed a whole TV series before. I did review an episode of The Crystal Maze, and I have been asked a few times to look at a few TV series. Recently, I've been asked to review Tiger King on Netflix. I wouldn't hold your breath though, unless there's a really big surge of interest. I have no interest in watching it at all. However, the subject of today's video combines wrestling and comedy, two things I do like, to make a sitcom starring The Big Show, a genuine giant who towers over my 6'4" frame. Is it worth a look, or should you count it out? Here's my review on The Big Show.
Well, it's the Big Show.
As a recording, there are 8 episodes, so this review will be looking at those ones so far. The premise is on The Big Show, recently retired from wrestling with WWE, who's now living at home with his family. They consist of his wife Cassie, a real estate agent, an 8-year-old daughter JJ, who's described as an evil genius, Mandy, whose age isn't mentioned, is a typical middle child, but also a vegan feminist. They're joined by Lola, Big Show's daughter, living with her mother in Minnesota, but now moving to Tampa to live with him and her stepsisters and stepmother. There's not much in the way of recurring support characters. Lola's coach Fenna, who is the butt of the short jokes and later on broken heart jokes. There's also Terry, played by Jaleel White of Urkel and Sonic the Hedgehog. Terry's the owner of the gym that Big Show frequents and usually has some harebrained scheme which backfires. He's also Big Show's male friend to give advice from, like Wilson from Home Improvement, but about a tenth as interesting. Of the 8 episodes, the plot lines are fairly typical of a sitcom. Big Show trying to find his place in his family, bonding with his daughters, and balancing his work and family is nothing new, as are the issues of his daughter's dating. Lola's boyfriend is enamored with her dad, and Mandy's boyfriend is also her class presidential candidate. The main source of his jokes are that he's called Taylor Swift and constantly uses song titles to make himself more popular. I know it's a sitcom and exaggerated, but I'm really glad I didn't grow up with this kind of crap, trying to be popular during school. Sorry, tangent. Cassie deals with trying to sell a haunted house and eventually does, but only after she's fired from her job, which, unless I'm missing something, how was she able to do that? She surely wouldn't just take the deeds with her when she left her job, right? Does American real estate work differently to the UK? JJ is the typical youngster sister, but with an evil genius trait thrown in. She's manipulative, scheming, and is often seen hacking or pretending to be her dad online. I don't like this character. I get that she's a comedy device to get into trouble, but she just comes across as really unlikable. Mandy, on the other hand, I don't really have much of an opinion on. She's just not that interesting. The show is clearly supported by WWE. Big Show's entrance music is used where appropriate, wrestler names are dropped for the sake of a one-liner here and there, and the final episode has scenes in the famous Performance Center. In another episode, WWE legends Mark Henry, Mick Foley, and Rikishi appear on Big Show's wedding anniversary, which takes place on a WWE cruise. These 3 work well as comedic foils for the plot. In fact, if there is a series 2, I'd like to see them return. The fact that WWE has supported the show helps, those without it, the show may have come across as a cheap knockoff. Even the Big Show name wouldn't be able to be used, and that's central to the premise of the show. Only one time is the name Wight used in reference to the family, otherwise it's Big Show or derivatives of it. So, is it funny? Well, my kids found it funnier than I did. My non-wrestling fan wife thought it was enjoyable. Me though? Well, one joke at the very end made me laugh out loud, but otherwise, I didn't hate it. It's a perfectly safe, competent family comedy sitcom that doesn't overstay its welcome. It could not have come out at a better time with people having so much time to kill. You can watch them all in around 4 hours. It may not be as memorable as Home Improvement, as quoted as Friends, or as long-lasting as Red Dwarf, but The Big Show is perfectly enjoyable and potentially a sleeper hit. You get it? Sleeper?
Oh man, that's pathetic. That's not funny. Oh my God!
Well, that's it for my review of Season 1 of The Big Show. What did you think of it? What other TV shows can you recommend? Leave your comments below. In the meantime, though, thank you very much for watching.